We're going to talk about the formula for personal and professional. Now check this out. Check this out. Sustainable success. Sustainable. I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in getting it today and losing it tomorrow. That's not what I do. That's not what you do. The formula for personal and professional sustainable success lies within our ability to create the most powerful, emotional, relevant, but this is the most important part, one-of-a-kind, unexpected brand. I talk about innovation, but I'm not talking about invention. I'm not asking you to try to figure out a different product to sell. Stay the course, man. You've got great stuff. You've got great stuff. I'm asking you to innovate in service. I didn't invent speaking. People have been speaking since the beginning of time. I'm innovating the speaking business. You didn't invent windows and siding and doors. I'm asking you to innovate how you sell those things. Steve Jobs didn't invent the PC. He didn't invent the tablet. He didn't invent the cellular telephone. He didn't invent retail shopping. He innovated how all those things happened and the experience we got from them. And you want to know how? Because he never said, hey, can we make a computer cool? He said this. Every time he innovated, this is the one thing he said. How can we change the world? And the one thing you want to ask yourself every single time a customer walks into your place is this. How can we change their world? They're living the Harley life. And man, you want to talk about a group of brand evangelists? Holy mackerel, these people have the Harley logo everywhere. Hat, shirt, jacket, belt buckle, boots, wallets, key rings, coffee mugs. This is documented, swear to God, documented fact. Some of the top corporate executives on the globe have the Harley logo tattooed on their butts. They do. Oh, you think that's funny? You think it's cute? Let me tell you something. You figure out a way to get your customers to tattoo your name and logo on their butts, then you've made it. That's the brand you want. And every single showroom was exactly the same. Not the way they looked, the way they acted. Here's what I mean. We'd walk in every time. How are you? How can I help you? How can you help me? Well, we're looking to remodel our kitchen. Wonderful. Let me go get some brochures. Do you have any idea of color? How big is your kitchen? Do you have a budget in mind? Bam, every time, bam. It was like after about 6, 7, 8 of these, it was like, how can I help you? Wah, 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 wah. That's what I heard. Now, the other thing is every time we walked in, the person walked right up to me, ignored my wife. Every time. Now we walk into this place, this slight little guy named Steve walks up, walks right by me, ignores me, shakes my wife's hand. Good idea. She looks at him, he goes, hi, I'm Steve, and your name? She goes, my name is Debbie. And she turns to me and she goes, he gets me. Apparently I do not. You saw a lot of wonderful vignettes. And one of the ones that I saw, which I thought was really kind of telling, was a gentleman named Alan Schlangenbach, or whatever his name is. He seems to know a whole lot about a whole lot of stuff, doesn't he? I just may consult with this young man. Alan said this, you're okay, I like you. He said, I like you, but you know what? You haven't blown me away. He said, what you've done is you've managed my expectations. You've managed my expectations. Here's a definition of customer satisfaction. Here it is. I have an expectation. For whatever reason, you have called me, you have advertised, I've heard it from other people. I have an expectation of what it is you as Delta Airlines is going to do for me. Now, you can go bam and hit it here, bam and hit it there, or bam and nail it. And actually hit my expectation. You know what you just did? You made me a satisfied customer. I'm going to say this right now, and Tim, I don't know enough about the marketing materials that you do produce, but I'm going to say this. If you have anywhere in your lingo, anywhere in your materials, anywhere inside of you that says, our goal is to satisfy the customer, get rid of it. Get rid of it. And I'm telling you why. That's not enough. That's not enough. You think that satisfying a customer is good enough? No way. You know what? Here's what happens. I'll be your customer if you satisfy me until the next best deal comes along. then I'm gone. If all you're going to do is meet my expectations, I'm gone. You want to take them from here to here, which is loyalty? Here's what you have to do. You have to shatter their expectations. Shatter them. Here's a definition of a cult brand. Their customers will blindly follow them. Blindly. They will without question do what they ask them to do and without argument ever pay what they ask them to pay. Have you ever stood in line at Starbucks and heard people arguing, I'm not going to pay that? Never. People don't negotiate for Harleys. They wait in line for a year or two to pay full price. Why? Are these stupid people? No. These are some of the most informed, educated people in the world. Why then are they going, here you go, you bet? Here's why. Two reasons. Number one, they trust the brand. Folks, you know as well as I do, we only buy from people we trust. Am I correct? Okay. They trust the brand has never done them wrong, never steered them in the wrong direction. Here's number two. I was having breakfast this morning with some folks from Milwaukee and a gentleman from Seattle. And we're talking about kind of business development. Here's number two. The brand somehow enhanced that person's life. A couple of years ago, I asked you a question. I started off and I said, if somebody stopped you and said to you, hey, you look familiar, what do you do? I asked you, how would you respond to the question, what do you do? Today, I want to ask you this. If somebody stopped you and said to you, hey, why do you do what you do? How would you answer that? I want you to think about this. Why do you do what you do? And here's the question. As you're evaluating, as you're reflecting, is your why bigger than the what? In other words, is why you do what you do greater, bigger than, more important than the what, than the stuff you sell? Is the why bigger than the bottom line? Is the why bigger than you? Ask yourself this and be honest. All great, sustainable, profitable organizations are those who attract and keep passionate, intelligent, talented people. All great organizations, sustainable, profitable organizations, are organizations that have a culture of meaning and purpose. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be working for a company that's trying to find a cure for cancer. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't matter what you sell, as long as the why is greater than the what. It doesn't matter. And it all begins and ends with you. Great cultures, sustainable organizations, organizations surrounded by passionate, talented, intelligent people are all the result of leadership. I love you guys, and I appreciate you having me back. Thank you very much. Thank you.